Good morning, class. My name is Dr. Araipo, and welcome to your virtual course, Math 119A. I had sent you several emails regarding the course, asking you to explore the course. And here's the home page of Canvas. When you start, the very first thing you notice, number one, there is a welcoming message. It's a minute long, basically welcoming you to the course. I'm very happy to have you here. Number two, class philosophy. So let's take a look at it, everyone. Going back to the home page of Canvas, the next one would be the announcements. So let me put this in student mode. So as far as the announcements are concerned, they were emailed to you, and the list are welcome and orientation, recorded orientation, welcome to your virtual course. There were a couple of them. You've seen them, basically welcoming you to the course, asking you to explore the course. And of course, the recorded orientation had a similar recording as we have it today. So let's explore the course together. The next one would be number 4. And by the way, before I go over that, which has a few parts, on the left navigation bar, you see the Zoom link. This is the Zoom link that gets you to this meeting, everyday meeting under the Zoom meeting. And it has the timing and the date. Whereas at the bottom of the home page, this is the office hours. This is for all students or all classes. And for this semester is Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 7:40 a.m. to 9 a.m. This one is your classmate. All right. Syllabus, modules, a homework, quiz, discussion forum, exam. So let's quickly look at each one. You can click on the syllabus here or on the left navigation bar, makes no difference. There are a couple of things. This is the syllabus and this is the calendar. First, let me quickly look at the calendar, and we cover, according to this calendar, various sections, okay? But the first thing I want you to be concerned with is the first portion of the course, which gives us the first exam here, okay? February 15th. And also we have a couple of items due right away. One of them is a mandatory introduction to MyOpenMath. We're going to start it today. And the other one is the algebra review. The purpose of that is to show you how ready you are to move on with the course. Going back to the syllabus, this is the one that has a lot of information as far as the course goes, and let's start with that. So again, it starts with a welcoming message, information about the course, section number, time, the Zoom meeting, and so on. Now, what happens next, I have put the topics here simply because the syllabi nowadays are getting extremely large. And if for any reason you want to go to a specific topic, for example, grading policy, you can check that out right here. But I'm going to spend a couple of minutes giving you the synopsis of everything, starting with the material we're going to cover. We will cover the first few chapters, the first 5 chapters, and we've already seen the objectives and the course description was discussed when we looked at the philosophy of the course goals, student learning outcomes. I hope you take a look at them. The text, it is explained here where you can find the text. I'll also show you when we go to MyOpenMath. The text is free. So is MyOpenMath. I'm going to refer to it as short as MOM from now on, MyOpenMath. It's a digital platform that we use to do our assignments, meaning online homework, online quizzes, even the exams. And these are the tentative exam dates. And for now, we want to be just concerned with the first one. The rest are coming up. So the first one is coming up in about 3-4 weeks, okay? I have the final exam schedule here for us. The date is given here, and please understand it's a comprehensive final exam. There will be no proctorio exam. I'm assuming we are all here to learn, so there won't be any proctorio. I have set up the exams with the exception of the final to be due on Saturdays. And when you receive the information, including the password, you can take the exam anytime before its due date. You want to give it enough time. We will discuss that further as we get closer to the exam time. The final, however, is designated by the campus, so we follow the exact time that they have assigned us. Meeting important dates, calculators. I'll put some free calculators here. You can't use any electronic device. You may use calculators. You can even use the free online calculators. As far as the type of a calculator, normally you can't use a graphing calculator for the exam. You can explore that, but you can use a scientific calculator. And again, since I believe everything should be free for the students, I have put a list of calculators here that are free and you can access them online. We have the tech support for my Open Math Canvas, Math Tutorial Center. The grading policy, we have 4 exams, 400 points, 100 points each. Homework, 200 points. As far as the homework is concerned, when you do it before the due date, you can do it as many times as you want to score high, and I keep the highest score. For the quiz, each quiz, again, is done in my Open Math, and you have a couple of attempts, and final is comprehensive. Now, your lowest grade before the final, in other words, among the first 4 exams and exams only, may be replaced by the final. As long as we have the following. Number 1, the final score is 80% or higher. Number 2, the homework must be at 95% or higher. Remember, you can do and redo the homework as many times as you want. Quiz, 90%, you have a couple of attempts on that. I believe you have 3 attempts. So it's easy to get the 90% or higher. And more importantly, this action will result in a higher letter grade. If we do all of the above and your letter grade doesn't change, it defeats the purpose. For example, if you have 750 points, which is a C, and it changes to 770 points, it's still a C, makes no difference. Online homework, 200 points. Quiz, 100 points. 4 exams, 400 points, 100 each. Final, 300 points. It gives us 1,000 points. It's a point system, 90% or higher, meaning 900 to 1,000 points is an A. 80% or higher, 800 to 899 points is a B, and so on. Basically, there is no makeup policy because we really have a whole week to take the exam. But if something comes up, you can talk to me in advance with proper documentation. You will be accommodated. Course late work policy. Again, the setup is such that you have plenty of time to do your homework. I don't see why anybody needs any late work done. But if it's the case, you get 10% penalty. And CSULB 36 basically indicates that we need 3 times the number of units of hours per week for a 16-week course. And so we need a minimum of 9 hours of study to do well in this 3-unit course. Dropping policy, I basically follow the policy set up by the campus. You can read on that. And there are other informations, including disabilities, cheating, plagiarism, and so forth, and CSULB commitment. So it's very straightforward. Again, I went over the big chunk of that, and basic needs and so forth. You can always go back and read the part that you're interested in. Now, here's the summary steps to success. You want to read your notes. Do the problems in your notes repeatedly and study the sections as follows. Carefully study the PowerPoints. Create formulation. That really is helpful. That includes all the theorems and formulas, doing the examples, doing the homework, doing the quiz. And again, as I mentioned, the office hours are at the bottom of the homepage. Also, you can find it here, everybody. Going back to Canvas, we covered the syllabus. Then we have the modules. Again, you can click on the modules right here or the modules on the left navigation bar here. So what do we find under the modules? First and foremost, we find this is my Open Math. and you register. We will go back to that and we will look at how we do the assignments. So it's a very simple case. You either have a username password, you use it, or you make one up and you start using MyOpenMath. Some students have already done that. So going back to the modules, the very first one, as I mentioned, is about MyOpenMath. The second one is the recorded lectures. We have everything recorded, and we will continue recording more in different years. For example, this is for the previous semester. We have the sections. As we finish all the sections that pertain to one module, then we have the exam review. So for example, after this section, you see exam 1 review, and then we move on. We finish the next few sections, and we have the exam 2 review, and so on. Okay. Exam 2 review, and so on. So the point being, under the modules where it says recorded lectures and exam reviews, you can find all the lectures. If for any reason you miss a session, you can find the lectures here and the new ones will be posted. But we already have all the previously recorded lectures. Going back to modules. That's the very top. What happens after that? After that, we have module 1, 2, 3, 4, and final exam. And what I want you to notice is that basically they are similar to each other. So I'm going to go over one of them, exam 1 module. Exam 2 repeats in essence. And of course, the very last one is a graphing calculator, TI calculator commands. This is, if anybody is interested, information about a graphing calculator. So I have all the information, some of the commands that you can use. Also, the possibility of getting a graphing calculator online. There is an explanation here. It may or may not work, but if it does, you can find an emulator online. You can download it. I got to be honest with you, sometimes it's very difficult to make it work, okay? But I have that here, and of course, various commands that will help you use a graphing calculator in case. Remember, we can't use a graphing calculator for the exam. So going back to the modules, again, the very bottom one is about the graphing calculator. So let's look at the first module, and as I mentioned, the rest of them repeat in the same manner. I start with exam review. Why? Here's what you get, class. You get the synopsis of what's coming up. All you have to do, either print this or look at that just to have an idea of what is being covered for the first exam. And I have the key. You don't have to do any of them. Just look at them. But after we start going over the lectures, you can pick just the first few questions and do them. So on a daily basis, if you do 2 to 4 questions, a couple of questions per day, you will be done by the time we get to the week of the final, and you'll be more than ready to take the exam. Then after that, so first we have the exam review, is the list of the questions that you see. Then we have the exam one, which contains all the PowerPoints. Now, what I want to make a point of is that you don't have to write anything when it comes to lecture except the solution to, for some reason, it's not coming up. Why is that? Should be able to download that. Okay, you can download this, and as you look at the questions, you see the definitions, formulas, everything is there. You don't have to write anything because we want to save time. However, we come across examples, you see the questions, but there are no solutions. The solutions will be done in class, okay? But you don't have to write anything when it comes to definitions, formulas, or even the questions. So what do you write? You write the solution to each question. So that should really save a lot of time. Can't emphasize this enough. Make sure you know where to find that. So again, going back to exam one module, first we have the review, then we have all the PowerPoints. Make sure you have them handy. Make sure you don't write any definition, formulas, anything, even the questions, except the solution. What comes next? The last one, remember the very first one was the exam one review and the key. Now the last one is the solution to that step by step with details. Again, please don't go to that until you finish this on your own. And then on the week of the exam, the last couple of days, we will have the review. We will go over that. Going back to the homepage, we covered the syllabus module. Now, homework, quiz, discussion forum exams. Homework, quiz, exams are done in my Open Math, as I mentioned. So let me just quickly show you the discussion forum. Again, right here, or the left navigation bar of Canvas makes no difference. You have student bios. It basically gives me the synopsis of mine as an example. And then if you'd like to put yours for your fellow students to read it. Also, frequently asked questions. Some of the questions that are common students ask are put here. For example, how to use a math editor here is given. Course ID, do I need a course ID? And that means for my Open Math, and the answer is no, and so on. So you really want to, before you ask any questions, you want to read this. It's not long. How to check your grades in MOM, meaning my Open Math, our digital platform. Another question that has come up often, and I'm completely surprised because I explained it to the students, is that where is the exam password? The exam password will be emailed, sent to you. If for any reason you miss it, go under the announcement. When the time comes, it has it under exam one and the details, and then exam two and so forth. And it's explained here where to find. Going back to the home page. Now, the next thing that I want to look at is the, remember, under the modules, you register here. This is my Open Math, okay? My Open Math, access your online homework, and this is the recorded lecture. So I showed you that you go there, you register, and when you register, it takes you to my Open Math. And what you find here, the very first thing you find is this mandatory assignment that is due in a couple of days. It shows you how to work with MOM or my Open Math. The next one is a algebra review. You should be very comfortable with algebra. You're a calculus student. The next one, you don't have to worry about it yet. You know, I'm when the time comes, for example, the first quiz is coming up pretty soon, and then the quiz 2, quiz 3, and then exam 1. Okay, exam 1 is doing it in about 3-4 weeks. Okay, so later on you can look at that. For now, we are concerned with the rest of them, and the rest of them being, first we have the course description, then we have the calendar. As you can see, the calendar has the due date for the quizzes and so forth. The very first homework is IA, introductory assignment, and the next one is algebra review. Now notice a bunch of homework here. These are the homework that you should be done by the time we get to the exam 1. Please don't wait until then. Anytime I cover a section, I ask you to finish that homework in time. The only reason I put all of this here, because in the past I've seen students asking me to reopen it because they are working and so on and so forth. If you do a homework a day or a couple of days, one section, you will be more than ready when it comes the week of the final, the exam, and you'll do fine. The next one, let me actually first. We have module 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Modules 1, 2, 3, 4 are the lectures. What is module 0? As the name indicates, resources. For example, what text do we use? This is the text, and this is mostly like a reference text, everybody. If you follow the PowerPoint gives you everything you need. However, if you need to refer to the text, you can find the text right here. Also, again, I put the information about calculators that are free calculators. Okay, everybody. Explanation about late pass, calendar, grade book. If you want to review the assignments, how do you do that? You basically click on your grade. If something has expired, you can check it out. As I mentioned, free online calculators. Various calculators are here. And in some cases, for example, Desmos calculator, we have a video that explains how to use it. So, and also under module 0, I have the pre-calculus review. So module 0 is nothing but a bunch of resources. For example, you forgot about, I don't know, trigonometric functions or inverse functions or factoring. You can find them right here. So I hope you use this module 0, which is a bunch of resources if need be. Your course actually starts with module 1, module 2, module 3, 4. They are very similar, so I'm going to go over one of them. Module 1. Module 1, we start with 1.6. Again, this is your digital platform where you do your homework, everybody. So right here, we have the text, we have the videos, we have the homework. Now, I highly recommend you look at the videos if they are helpful to you. Maybe in addition to our lecture, you want to watch those. If you don't want to watch those, you don't have to. Over here is where you start doing your homework. Now, this is the homework. And notice the expiration is given here. As long as you do it before that date, you're fine. And you have several attempts. Okay. Then what happens, you go to chapter 2. Same thing here. If you click on that, it gives you a bunch of videos and then the homework. So I hope you know where to find them. You can find them right here, or you can find them under the calendar, everybody. Where do you find your quizzes? Your quizzes are almost at top under exams and quizzes. And don't forget that the first quiz is true for this. So what I want to show you is how easy it is to work with my Open Math quickly. If you look at this one, The purpose of this is for you to get familiar with my open math. So it says enter this number. So you put this number. And by the way, the moment you click on this rectangle, it brings up a math editor, math palette. So all the symbols are here. So we just want to put 89.106. We just want to put the number. Then it says round this with 2 decimals, 89.1. After that is 0, and it changes to 1 because the second one, see, nearest hundreds, that means 2 decimals. The second one is 0. Next to it is 6. It goes up to 1. Divide by 0, we can't. As you know, it's undefined. So we say it's DNE because they don't have that, does not exist. Okay. And if you submit question, check mark means it's fine. But let's say we made a mistake. So on this case, 1/3 to decimal, let me put a wrong answer. Okay, wrong answer. 0.5 is wrong. It just says it's wrong. You see the X. So what happens is you can get a similar question. It happened to give you the same question. Normally it doesn't. So now I'm going to put 0.33333. And if I submit the question, I get a check mark, meaning I can redo the question as many times as I want. And that's the key, everybody. Now, do I continue? Let's say I'm tired or something comes up, I have to leave. If I click on done, it gives me the check mark, meaning I got my points for those, but the rest of them, I haven't received them. So I got 15.4% for this one. So what happens? As long as I come back and resume before the due date, I can get more credit. And that's the idea. I'm going to exit for now. So what I want to do, I want to quickly give you the synopsis of what we covered. So we have the Canvas, the homepage of the Canvas. There was a welcoming message, philosophy of the course, the announcements, and on the left navigation bar or right here, we covered the syllabus, modules. Under the modules, you can find just about everything, including my open math here, recorded lectures, and then you are concerned with the first module and the first module only. The discussion forum has the student bios and frequently asked questions. This Zoom meeting is the meeting you attend. The bottom Zoom meeting is the office hours. In my open math, you do your assignments, everything, homework, quizzes. So homework, starting with my open math, algebra review, quizzes and exams are found here. Module 0, resources, please look at it. You may not need any of it. Module 1 is where you start, and you start with 1.6. You can read the text, you can watch the videos, or just start with the very first assignments. So that's the synopsis of telling you how to deal with this course. I wish you all best of luck, and I'm sure you'll do fine as long as you just follow the instruction. Good luck, everybody.